北京西单老佛爷马上就要和我们说拜拜了。
Galeries Lafayette in Xidan is about to say goodbye. This international shopping mall in Beijing, open for 13 years, will close on May 27th. Locals know the situation well. Few people visit, and even fewer make purchases. For the store to have lasted this long is already remarkable. During the pre-closure discount period, the store is surprisingly busy. Many items are marked at 50% off. I even bought a skirt. It was a real bargain.
French luxury department store Galeries Lafayette recently announced that its Xidan branch in Beijing will officially close on May 27th. The store had long been a popular spot for high-end fashion and a hangout for young shoppers. Galeries Lafayette is one of France's most iconic luxury department stores, founded in 1893. Its flagship store on Paris's Boulevard Haussmann is known for selling luxury brands, fashion items, and high-end European lifestyle products. It has long been considered a landmark for French retail and tourism shopping. Galeries Lafayette entered the Chinese market in 2013 through a joint venture, opening its first store in Beijing, followed by stores in Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Chongqing in 2019, 2022, and 2023, respectively. In recent years, China's retail environment has clearly shifted. Economic slowdown, a weak property market, reduced spending among young consumers, and the impact of e-commerce and live stream shopping have put pressure on many traditional luxury department stores, including this one with declining foot traffic. The Galeries Lafayette Chongqing store officially closed on March 31st, 2025. It opened as a flagship in Chongqing Impression City on September 28, 2023, operating for just over a year. Currently, many stores inside Galeries Lafayette display signs like closing sale, up to 50% off. A staff member at a European clothing brand says such large discounts are rare. Over the past few days, the store has seen many shoppers, including regular customers and newcomers, attracted by the sale. A Gen Z shopper said, "The mall has been trending on social media these past few days. I went to visit for the first time on May 16th out of curiosity." According to Galeries Lafayette's official WeChat account on May 14th, after the Beijing store closes, members can continue using their benefits at the Lujiazui store in Shanghai and the Shenyi Upper Mall store in Shenzhen. Points and account information will also be retained. Changes in China's consumer market have created significant challenges for international luxury brands in recent years. After 3 years of COVID lockdowns, Chinese consumers have become more cautious with high-end spending, focusing more on value for money or partially turning to overseas shopping, affecting foot traffic and sales in many luxury department stores. Analysts note that Galeries Lafayette targets the luxury department store segment, with affluent consumers as its potential audience, making its performance a reflection of China's real economic situation. Chongqing, the largest and most populous municipality in China, was the last of Galeries Lafayette's 4 Chinese stores to open, yet the first to close. This indicates that amid deep economic adjustments in China, Chongqing's economic strength and local consumer capacity are indeed lower compared with Shanghai, Beijing, and Shenzhen. Sanxia Square in Chongqing's Shapingba district is the city's core commercial area and one of the local landmarks with the highest foot traffic, but its current state is shocking.
重庆沙坪坝区三峡广场
I didn't expect Sanxia Square to look like this. This store is closed, that store is closed, and this one too. Looking down the row, all the doors are tightly locked. Is the overall environment really so bad this year, or have spending levels dropped? It's only shortly after the new year, yet it's already like this. I feel it may never return to how it was. A user commented, "Even the Carrefour in Chongqing is gone. I really miss it. Carrefour was the cheapest of all supermarkets." Another person added, "Every time I see such videos, it pulls us back from the news into reality." One of the once prominent commercial landmarks in Zhengzhou's Eastern District is now also struggling. Baolong City Plaza, located in the core area of Zhengzhou's Eastern New District, was considered one of the earliest affluent neighborhoods in the city, just about 1 kilometer from the central business district. The mall has a total construction area exceeding 200,000 square meters. When it opened, it was unmatched in popularity, with stores quickly occupied and investors rushing in. Daily sales even exceeded 100 million yuan, marking it as a symbol of commercial development in the district. No one expected this luxury mall in a prime location to fall into complete decline. Netizens have criticized its apparent design flaws, complex circulation paths, cramped and closed spaces, and insufficient ventilation, with a musty smell on rainy days. Early foot traffic was driven by Suning.com, Dashang Group, and cinemas, and later sustained by educational institutions, making it once a well-known education and training hub in the Eastern District. With the implementation of the double reduction policy in basic education, many training institutions quickly exited, causing the mall to lose its final core customer base. Coupled with long-term disputes between the property owner and management, many storefronts became vacant and foot traffic continued to decline. Aside from a few street-facing shops still operating, even the heavily invested Tang Palace night banquet-themed area could not reverse the downturn. Today, walking into the mall feels desolate, almost like a ghost town. This is Guangzhou's Wana Golden Street, once bustling but now empty. This store lost several million. That one lost the same. Several million invested here is also gone. This is Wanda Plaza in Baiyuan district, which was built with an investment of 5 billion yuan and a total operating area of 390,000 square meters. Guangzhou's first Wanda Plaza opened here. From past glory to today's desolation, what exactly happened to Baiyun Wanda? The latter half of this street is completely empty. Does anyone know why? A netizen filmed a large shopping mall in Shanghai's Hongqiao business district.
This
stretch should be the busiest street in the mall. I looked around. There are all kinds of big brands. Starbucks on the left, Chagi on the right. Here are Samir Clothing, sports brand Li Ning, yet there's no one. The second floor looks the same. The vlogger noted it was surprising because the mall is not in a remote location, situated near the National Exhibition and Convention Center, Shanghai, and very close to the Shanghai Hongqiao metro station. It's one of the key commercial and transport hubs in western Shanghai. In theory, exhibition visitors, high-speed rail passengers, and surrounding office workers should provide a stable customer base. In terms of infrastructure, the mall is well designed. Its main entrance is grand. The layout is divided into multiple sections, connected cleverly by second-floor corridors, with complete circulation design and modern architectural planning. Both its location and design are impressive. Yet even so, the mall struggles to attract visitors. Across the country, how many malls are in this half-dead state? I can't help but ask, where have all the people gone? What should be done? One user replied, people are all lining up at hospitals. Another said, Shanghai is like this, let alone other cities. A third added, Hangzhou is even worse. Except for a few Westlake attractions, you barely see anyone on the streets. At 8 or 9 p.m., the streets are empty. I just visited the top, most popular mall, Mishi 1. There were no lines, even for meals. The streets are deserted. The physical stores are mostly for rent with signage. Feels like everyone who is out are streamers or social media vloggers. When people want to spend, they just go to Shanghai to do it. Industry insiders note that the Chinese Communist authorities continue to promote a bright economic outlook, but it cannot hide the widespread slump across China's industries. Especially in sectors related to consumer essentials, large-scale bankruptcies are occurring and surviving businesses are contracting. According to data released by China's National Bureau of Statistics on May 18, the total retail sales of consumer goods, a measure of consumption, rose only 0.2% in April, far below analysts' forecasts of 2%, marking the slowest growth since December 2022. According to the latest data from China's central bank in April, household loans in China dropped sharply by 787 billion yuan, a record low since data collection began. Both short-term and medium to long-term loans decreased, indicating a broad contraction in consumer and mortgage lending. Consumption, one of the so-called three engines driving China's economic growth, shows that the Chinese consumer market has fallen into an unprecedented slump. According to incomplete statistics from Winshan, over 180 typical domestic brands closed stores in 2025, totaling over 15,000 closures. Among them, dining brands accounted for the largest share, over 50%, and nearly 80% of brands either closed multiple stores or pulled out completely. Across the entire restaurant sector, more than 3 million outlets closed within a year, with the average store lifespan shrinking from 25 months in 2015 to 15 months in 2025. In 2025, 3.39 million businesses were marked as closed in the Meituan system, a 9.4% year-on-year increase. Meanwhile, average spending per dining customer also declined. In the third quarter of 2025, the national average per-person dining expenditure was 33 yuan, down 23.6% from the previous 2 years. Among 45 major cities, only Beijing's per-person spending still exceeded 100 yuan, while 80% of cities are below 50 yuan. Average dine-in spending has returned close to 2015 levels, prompting many netizens to say it feels like going back 10 years overnight. Notably, closures affect not only new businesses operating less than 2 years, but also many long-established restaurants with decades of history. In the first half of 2025, well-known dining brands such as Tao Ran Pavilion, Fu Lun Palace in Hong Kong, Mingzu Teochew Restaurant, and Fu Quan Hai Wharf were listed for closure. In the second half, iconic restaurants, including Middle 8th Yunnan Restaurant, the only mainland branch of Hong Kong's Michelin 3-star Forum Restaurant, Nanjing's mid to high-end Republic-era Red Restaurant, a landmark in Shenzhen, Golden Palace, and Dongguan's Haoxing Seafood Restaurant also shut down. In Shanghai, well-known dining giants Shunfeng Grand Hotel, the acclaimed Origin Shanghai Cuisine Old Restaurant, and Yangji Longfu, regarded as a founder of Jianghu cuisine, have all closed on a large scale. Tea and beverage brands are also seeing dramatic closures. Michelin-recognized Chi Cha Shanchen, operating for nearly 10 years, saw mainland outlets drop from over 200 to just 2. Celebrity-endorsed Cha For You closed its flagship store, leaving only 2 in operation. Korean coffee chain Ma'an Coffee exited Shenzhen. Cafe Laku Coffee, established for over 10 years, closed multiple benchmark stores in Guangzhou. Pioneer tier brand 813 Beasan exited Guangzhou, shuttering the Shenzhen flagship. Coco, with nearly 30 years of history, closed over 400 stores in 6 months, and the long-standing chain Jingdong Tea and Jelly Dessert fell below 1,000 stores. Among emerging brands, Cha Panda's Grey Cafe and the internet-famous milk brand Pink Shake both failed to last 2 years. Facing intense competition and declining profits, Lunkin Coffee sought 2 new avenues. On May 18th, Lunkin Coffee began selling 2 alcohol-infused coffee beverages in its stores. In international-style dining, burger favorite Tai Chi Burger, founded less than a year ago, closed all its dozen-plus outlets. Shanghai's EHB Restaurant and Street Iron Bucket Korean Barbecue exited. Pioneer Thai-style tea restaurant Tai Shi Shou, Pioneer Thai-style open-air dining Mini Coconut Thai Street Kitchen, Michelin-recognized Star Leaf Cuisine, and Miao Barbecue all drastically reduced their store footprints. The Chinese internet-famous food brand Zihai Guo, which rose to fame with self-heating hot pots, recently filed for bankruptcy. In July 2025, the popular ice cream brand Chai Cream was also filed for bankruptcy due to insolvency. Beyond dining, according to incomplete statistics from Winshan, over 60 retail chain brands closed stores in 2025, primarily supermarkets, beauty and personal care, luxury goods, and multi-brand clothing stores, with mass market and mid-range brands accounting for over 63%. Representatives of Hong Kong products in the minds of post-80s and post-90s consumers, such as Mannings and Sasa, which pioneered open product display, suddenly exited the Chinese market. Watsons, the pioneer of multi-brand beauty retail in China, withdrew from multiple core commercial districts in first-tier cities, reaching a 7-year low in store count. Established Japanese beauty brands Menard and Sekise, along with Korean brand Innisfree, fully withdrew from China. In supermarkets, Changzhou City's community fresh supermarket, Xinchen Yuan Wei, dubbed Local Sam's Club, closed all its stores. Hubei Province's leading supermarket chain, Zongbai Warehouse, shut down over 20 hypermarkets due to losses. Yonghui Supermarket saw negative net profits for 5 consecutive years, with its store footprint halved. In 2025, nearly 10 international luxury brands closed stores in China. Lanvin withdrew from multiple high-end malls nationwide. Tiffany's exited the Yunnan market after 14 years. Gucci closed at least 6 stores and left Guiyang. Giorgio Armani shuttered stores at Beijing Huamao Center Plaza and Qingdao Hisense Plaza, each operating for over 10 years. Sanfu closed stores intensively in Chongqing, Shanghai, Fuzhou, and Changsha. Among international clothing brands, former counter queen Triumph, the Korean trendy brand Marty Mercredi, known for its signature small daisy on social media, European high street brand and others in stories, and Oysho, once hailed as one of the most fashionable sports brands, closed all stores in China. Popular women's wardrobe brands like Teeny Weeny saw revenue decline and shuttered over 140 stores in 9 months. In the jewelry sector, in the first quarter of 2026, China's major jewelry chain Chow Tai Seng saw revenue decline nearly 27% year-on-year. The company noted that international gold prices rose rapidly and remained high in the first quarter, significantly suppressing retail jewelry consumption. Downstream franchisees facing weak in-store demand and low restocking willingness generally adopted inventory reduction strategies, leaving the industry under considerable pressure. The jewelry brand Lao Feng Shang, with over 170 years of history, has seen both revenue and profit decline over the past 2 years, with store numbers continuing to fall. After closing 483 stores in 2025, another 185 stores were shut in the first quarter of 2026. Additionally, training institutions for all age groups are collectively struggling to survive. The well-known dance school Barbara Angel, founded over 10 years ago, suddenly closed multiple franchise stores in Guangzhou and Foshan. The nationwide Bell Robot and Coding Center headquarters ceased operations and exited the Sanya market in Hainan province. China's first publicly listed children's coding company, TCTM Kids IT Education, now has fewer than 10 operational stores. The UK-based infant swimming education brand Water Babies, which entered China nearly a decade ago, now has no operating stores. The leading basketball training brand, eStar, has shrunk from over 1,000 stores at its peak to just a dozen. Other industry benchmarks also closed. Mysore U Plus Yoga shuttered over 10 stores in 4 months and exited Wuhan. SKD International Arts Education, a decade-old high-end study abroad service provider, went out of business, and Will's Fitness closed its last store, shutting down completely. Pet stores are also closing in large numbers. Pet and Fresh spent all $25 million in angel financing, and within 6 months, its 18 stores, less than 9 months old, all shut down. Jack Petto, backed by the Ruiping Pet Hospital, now has only one operating store, and Lookstar also suddenly filed for bankruptcy and closed. In the medical and health sector, Aijia Postpartum Center, which acquired the high-end maternity center Ruiling Li, and nationwide stores of Fossmann Dental, specializing in visible orthodontics, both closed overnight. China's pharmacy industry has seen a wave of closures since the fourth quarter of 2024, with a net reduction of 22,000 stores nationwide in 2025. In this round of industry reshuffling, small and medium-sized pharmacies have exited the market at an accelerated pace. Even the currently rare, seemingly prosperous and vibrant cultural tourism sector hides underlying risks. Statistics show that since 2026, at least 7 large cultural tourism companies have consecutively entered bankruptcy, liquidation, or judicial restructuring processes, including Guangxi Yikang Tourism Investment Development, Jiangxi Lushan Xihai Cultural Tourism Holdings, and Guangzhou Wanda Cultural Tourism City Investment, among others, with a number of additional bankruptcies this year not yet recorded. These 7 companies span local state-owned enterprises, large cultural tourism complexes, private resort groups, and cross-sector tourism players. Among them are tourism giants with assets exceeding 10 billion yuan, national-level 4A scenic areas, and clusters of high-end hotels, once highly celebrated star projects. China's domestic automotive market is also contracting sharply. According to recent data from the China Passenger Car Market Information Joint Committee, retail sales of conventional fuel vehicles in April 2026 reached only 530,000 units, a year-on-year drop of 37% and a 33% decrease from March. The new energy vehicle market is also showing signs of weakness. Of 8 publicly listed automotive dealer groups in China, 7 reported losses in 2025, and only 1 barely broke even. China's real estate sector remains a core factor suppressing social consumption. having experienced years of decline. The latest data shows that in April 2026, new housing prices in 70 large medium-sized cities fell 3.5% year-on-year, marking the largest decline since May 2025 and the 34th consecutive month of decline. Data also indicates that in the first half of 2025, over 1,500 real estate companies nationwide entered bankruptcy or restructuring, a roughly 25% increase compared with 2024. Analysts note that Galeries Lafayette's exit is just one example of China's broader economic contraction. Multiple indicators suggest that 2026 is not a point of economic stabilization or recovery, but the beginning of a deeper downturn.